By the way, that interlude that you did for Alex last week, that boxing introduction, amazing.
It was good.
Do you know how many people have said to me, that was amazing? They're like, that was really good. And I was like,
I told you I was practicing it. I'm like, this is my moment. So where that came from was when we have the fight nights at the house.
yeah,
Which you got to come to the next one. Triple G Canelo, you got to come.
I got to come.
Okay.
I'm there.
So me and Evan, Sign Graphics Evan, who did the logo, that's the shtick. We're always introducing. We're always harnessing our intro voice. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you guys practiced it well because I got tons of people that I saw this week, cousins, family, and just people off the street that listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
They're coming up to me like, Dimitri's unreal. I said, well, you know what? If he's that good at that, I'm going to sing the national anthem.
Whoa!
I'm going to sing it right now. Oh, say, can you see? Now, in all honesty, the way I started that, is that not better than Fergie?
Already.
I
was just, you got me captured. I'm like, by the dawn's early.
Was that not good? Was that not good?
Jeff is blowing
Jeff
a
is
gasket
upset
right now.
Jeff, we'll explain ourselves, Jeff. We'll explain. This weekend was the All-Star game, and Fergie, formerly from the Black Eyed Peas,
that's right,
was chosen to sing the national anthem, and she butchered it.
Okay, hold on. Maybe we're being ignorant, Mitch, because we're not music aficionados.
Okay,
Jeff is.
Did did you hear it by any chance? Okay, come back to us in a few seconds.
Yeah, let us know, because maybe we're being ignorant. Maybe that was a great rendition.
No, buddy, nobody at all has been backing her up. And you know what? We love to talk our sports, and you know what? At the same time, this is where WWE again could have helped out.
The global conglomerate, Mitch.
How about a little outside interference? You saw that she was hurting. Beyonce's sitting right up front. Hey, Beyonce, run to the front and help your friend out. Like, wasn't one of your favorite parts when a guy was getting beaten up or a whole bunch of guys attack somebody, and then all of a sudden somebody comes out of nowhere
to help,
and everyone just goes crazy.
Actually, the best parts that I loved for sure, and a lot of it was, you just heard the music, like it was stone cold, the glass break. You're like, oh man, it's going down right now.
How amazing would it have been? So Fergie's dying. She's not doing well, and then all of a sudden Beyonce gets up and walks over, is like just helping her out. If people
Beyonce should give her the stone cold stunner.
Sure,
right?
Absolutely.
Finish,
and then finish off the anthem.
And there you go.
Full standing ovation.
Absolutely.
That's how we start off podcast number 20.
What?
That's how
the two?
The
2-0?
We hit the double decade.
I didn't believe it.
We did it.
Statistically speaking, right now, we've almost made it.
I think so.
We've almost made it. That's what they say. We're trending up.
We're trending up.
Yeah. You know why we're trending up?
Why?
I'll tell you why. And Jeff, maybe is he listening to Fergie? Because I need him to cue the music. He's got headphones in. Look at him.
Yeah.
Hold on. Take a second here. Let's look at Jeff. Jeff, I actually needed him here.
Yeah,
he's literally staring into the laptop.
Into the thing. He's listening.
Hold on. Can we analyze his emotions? Like, he has no idea.
He's listening to her vocals all the way through.
Jeff, your studio sucks. You don't like it.
Don't say that, man.
We're not paying anymore. Where's Zach?
He literally is not. He can't hear it.
He doesn't know.
That's so funny.
Do you think he's got that porn DVD?
But you know how I know we've made it? Oh yeah, I saw it sitting on the side of the TV.
He said to me, he's like, I finally found it. Maybe I'll watch it. I'm like, Jeff, I'm a little insulted. Do you think you want to watch my porn DVD?
Like.
Jeff, I need you here. I didn't know you had the earphones on. Were you watching Fergie or the porn? But I need you to cue the music. Absolutely.
Here we go.
Because the reason we're trending upwards is all in due fact to Macro Mind Media.
Macro
Mind Media. Also follow their Headversity on Instagram as well. Great topics on mental health issues from Dr. Ryan Todd. But Macro Mind Media, check out their portfolio, macromindmedia.com. We're trending because last week's episode was probably the best episode I feel that we had in here, but also on the metric side, huge success.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of compliments, and thanks to Alex. And
absolutely, thanks
Alex.
To Alex.
Like I said, I'm still waiting for my call as a holdback guy. I'm ready to go.
You got an announcer, you got a holdback guy.
I don't know what else.
And Mitch, I don't think you can do much in life, but there's one thing I do know you do well.
Oh, I can hold back.
Hold back.
Oh, yeah, I can hold back.
You look like Jerry from oh yeah, or Kramer. That's it. Oh, I can hold back.
Oh, I can hold them back. No, not a problem. But you know what? On top of that, you said we're trending up. There's two things I want to bring up, maybe three.
Ooh.
The first thing is this. The other day, I'm doing a little perusing.
Obviously.
I'm fooling around, but I'm not perusing over in the TMZ side. I'm just on YouTube fooling around.
Okay.
And what do I come across? A little YouTube show, a little YouTube movie that's coming out, or a series, or something's coming out. And it's the Karate Kid.
I seen that.
The Cobra Kai something show's coming out.
Was it us?
Dude, you tell me. Do
Mitch,
you not find this a little ironic?
Is it weird?
That Johnny's coming back? He wants a rematch with Ralph Macchio / Danny, whatever, whoever that bum is. That
Danny gonna lose, so
exactly.
Johnny's gonna get his revenge.
I love it.
He will.
I can't believe we actually have this
Mitch,
kind of pull.
Something weird is going on because we joke about it, but it does happen.
It
and
does.
for all you listening, we'll talk about things that we either want to bring up on the show or anything. Just we talk during the week, obviously, but and then we see it out there.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm telling you, do you think?
I think
the big boys are listening.
I think the big boys are listening. They buddy. Our marketing is amazing.
Obviously,
like Osweiler whiskey,
Armando cigars. Brady gravy.
Whatever you need, we got it all.
What do you want?
You want us to pitch you a movie? We just did. We gave you it. All of a sudden, Karate Kid 25 / The Return of Johnny's here. And there it is.
And if The Rock actually runs if that whole scenario plays out.
Oh, it'll happen.
Well, obviously, we inspire people. We're inspiring people.
We're inspiring people, which is great. In fact, we've inspired some other group. Do you want to talk about that? Because you seem to have a little bit more information on that than I do.
Which group?
The group, the thing.
What thing?
The thing that we became, we're going on that thing.
Oh, that thing.
That thing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about another thing.
No,
I didn't know.
that thing.
We got...
The big thing.
Oh, the big thing.
The big thing.
Okay.
I think it's time we tell them.
The radio thing.
The radio thing.
Oh!
You said it.
We got big news, locker room.
Big news!
Oh, yeah, I can feel it. That thunderous music. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
So we are now, it's not completely finalized. We're just waiting for the schedule, but we will be on Agape Greek Radio.
What?
Yes, absolutely. They heard us on the show, Mitch.
Yeah.
They reached out.
Okay.
They said, I like what's going on over here. This is a cool little locker room. Tell me who comes on the show doesn't like what we're doing. Or listens and doesn't like what we're doing.
So far, it's been great.
They want us.
Alchemy Studios.
Boom.
Real Locker Room Talk.
Huge.
Agape Greek Radio.
Made it.
Wow. There it is.
There it is.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Step by step.
I'm going to take this mic and throw it on the ground. We did it. Mic drop. There it is, right there.
Let's just spend like we have it already. So yeah, no jokes. So Agape Greek Radio is is a radio station that predominantly it's Greeks from around the world, radio hosts, not just Greek music. There's a lot of great shows. So we owe a big thank you to the Vixen and Jackal, Adoni and Vicky, for having us on the show. And of course, what happened is the program director who reached out to me, not you, Mitch.
Yeah, I noticed Mitch,
that. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's happening, right?
But we share an email. It's okay.
It's okay, whatever. But no, he reached out and asked us if we wanted to be part of it. So we're really grateful, really looking forward to it. So yeah, you'll catch us on agapegreekradio.com. And for all other shows, they got a great lineup. Go visit their website, check it out.
Absolutely. The other thing I wanted to bring up quickly is the list of 64. So our discovery, we're going to figure out this age-old question, who's the greatest of all time?
And nobody knows better than the locker room roster.
Isn't that the truth? So last week I sent you a list of names. We were up to 88 names at one time. All right? And believe it or not,
you're gonna kill me right now.
I kept looking through, I looked through, and there's actually a few names that are missing.
I haven't looked at the list yet.
A couple of the names, it's okay because that's not going to be formalized yet. And we'll give you all the details of how we're going to get through it. But I do have a question. It's a question I brought up to you, and I'm not sure how to get to the bottom of this. It was brought to my attention through some of our roster fans are we going to be judging the individuals that are on the 64 all-time list outside of let's say, the playing field? So Shaun White was brought into discussion a couple of days ago. He had some allegations about sexual misconduct. A guy like Lance Armstrong is on the list. Do we look at him? A guy like
You know how I feel about the Armstrong.
I agree, and so do I. But I'm wondering, do we take these guys? Are these guys going to be taken seriously, or do we take them off the list? I want to know how clean is our list going to be?
I think that no. Barry Bonds is going to be in.
That's right.
I want Armstrong in.
Okay, good.
Okay, because all these guys, I argue it, all these guys were doing the exact same thing as everyone else, but they wanted to give the pinch to these guys here. I think it's complete baloney. I can't believe I even just said baloney. There are other words. See, we're not learning new words, Mitch.
Yeah, but we're going to be on the radio, so we got to be nice now.
Yeah, now we got to. You're right.
Dropping those F-bombs like
It's a lot of malarkey going on, Mitch, and quite frankly.
All right, so
they're on the list. I don't care what they've done outside. I
All
don't. Doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Like Ricky Williams smoking marijuana doesn't bother
He's
me.
not on the list. However, I get your point.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to keep these guys in the list. We are going to finalize that 64, and we'll give it out to the roster to review and let us know, and then we'll give you the details of how we're going to get down to the final one, the greatest of all time.
As per our LRT.
Exactly. And if anyone steals this idea, I swear to you, I'm going to go crazy. All right. All right. So this weekend,
Jeff, you're our witness.
You know what, Jeff? That's actually a perfect interlude into what I want to talk about next, which is the NBA All-Star Game that happened this weekend.
Yeah. What? You didn't like it?
No.
Get out of here,
I'm dead
Mitch.
serious. No, I didn't like it.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm serious. I didn't
so
like it.
everyone obviously who follows us on Twitter knows I handle the Twitter because that was the best NBA All-Star game I had ever seen.
Okay. You know what? I'll give you that it was definitely more exciting than it's been in the last few years.
Sure.
We talked about a couple of podcasts ago. This All-Star Game thing is
But this
killing
one had
me,
emotion,
man.
Mitch.
Definitely. I'll give you this.
The fourth quarter,
yeah.
the defense, the everything. Man, did you see LeBron James?
I think part of the reason I'm mad is because I took the over, and those guys started playing defense at the end, and it made me mad. And they who told these guys to start playing defense?
What was the over? 300 points?
It was 353.
Was it actually?
I swear to God.
And you took the over?
Tell me why I wouldn't have. If they didn't play defense in the fourth quarter, I would have easily crushed
Well, what's the
it.
normal score? 353, Mitch. You got to score 177.
What are you
to
talking-
175.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't the score, the final score.
No, I know that, but to hit the over.
If they didn't play defense in the fourth quarter, I get it. No problem all day. All day. You don't think these guys want to
but
hit
it was
200
1
points?
No.
These guys all day want to hit 200
Why the
points.
hell would you take that? This is why your bookie loves you back.
Yeah,
eh?
absolutely.
You took the over on an All-Star
Is that why he
game?
left me a message where he's like, he just laughed the whole time in the
Hi, it's
message?
the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Will you be parlaying on Monday, or can I collect?
Listen, in all honesty, I didn't.
Who's phoning you?
Yeah,
Who's phoning you?
Look at it again.
Who is it?
Unbelievable,
Pick it up.
this
Give
guy.
me the phone.
No, you know what?
Let me
Yeah, take it.
Give me the phone.
Unbelievable, this guy.
Hey, Pete, how's it going?
Good, you?
Good. We're trying to do the podcast, Arjuris.
You're live.
You're live now, and you're really destroying us over here.
Unbelievable,
Oh
this
my
guy.
god, I totally forgot the time.
Well, since we got you on, just really quick, what did you think of the All-Star Game, NBA?
Yeah, what'd you like?
I didn't even know that was going on.
Okay.
Okay, that's all we need to know.
But how about Fergie singing that national anthem?
Yeah, did you like that? We've been trying to. Me and Dimitri are saying how awesome it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was not awesome.
And she doesn't even look as good as she used to before either.
She actually looked different. I didn't even recognize her. Is she still with Josh or what?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't read those magazines, Pete.
I think we should start calling Pete about the TMZ
Is he the new TMZ guy?
I think he's the new TMZ
Pete,
guy.
you're right place, right time.
Good call. Nice call, bud.
Say hi to the locker room, Pete.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, and say hi to Jeff. Jeff is important.
Jeff, how you doing, bud?
Okay, here, I'll give you the. How do you? Okay, we're gonna hang up here. Okay, see you, Pete.
Let's see, bud.
Get my. He's so. Oh, Jeff says she was trying to be Barbara Streisand. Yeah, she was. It's
she
too
was.
much.
She was horrible.
Oh.
She missed it by a mile and a half. So you
So
liked it.
I loved it. They played defense. It was exciting. It was great. It felt like that game meant something. I liked the way they capitalized on the whole put LeBron versus Steph Curry. I love at the end how Steph Curry's got the ball And Kevin Durant is covering him.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Loved it. Loved every part of it.
I will say this. The one thing that I'll like going forward, if they continue to do it, and I think they have no reason not to, picking your own team. Yeah, get two captains and they pick their team just like you're on the playground. I like that.
I like it too.
I like that a lot.
So thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up. Well, you know what? Like I said, I think part of the kill for me was the talent portion, the slam dunk competition, the 3-point competition, the relay race they do. It just kills the vibe, man. They can't get it back the way it used to be. When Jordan and Dominique and even Spud Webb back in the day, when they did the slam dunk competition, I don't know why, but and the production wasn't anything what it is today. Why was it so much better then? Why?
I think because it was actually less commercialized.
Maybe.
The dunks are actually really good. You get some really good dunks that are happening, Mitch, but I think the whole thing is too much of a spectacle, whereas before it was a very business. It was like, hey, you're getting the dunk comp. But I want to see LeBron James in the dunk competition too. That's the other difference.
I think it meant something before. When look at the names I just said: Jordan, Dominique, and Spud Webb, maybe not so much. But when you have Dominique and Jordan battling it out in the slam dunk competition, that's probably one of the reasons it carried so much weight that it did. And I don't know. At the same time, you're not wrong. We said it before. It is the better of all the All-Star competitions across the major leagues. And
outside of baseball.
I still think it's a little bit better than baseball, but baseball, ever since they made it something worth its while, but they took that away again, so it doesn't make a difference anymore.
Yeah, yes.
All right, going to that, let's talk a little bit about something that is kind of relevant today, which is the Olympics.
Yeah,
let's talk a little Olympics. We're two Greek guys, now on a Greek radio station as well.
Moving on up.
Who started the Olympics, Dimitri?
I believe it was the ancient Greeks, which they called the Olympiada.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct. Very good. Now, my question is this, and you brought it up.
Here's a quirky little fact.
Sure, go ahead.
The 5 rings actually represented the once known 5 continents.
Ah, yes.
Yes, of course, now we know that there's more, but they keep the 5 rings.
Well, hey, you know what? It would look a little weird with 7. Or is there 7 continents? There's 7, right?
Yeah, do they still count Antarctica? Did they rescind back to 6? They should.
You know what? Bottom line, 5 still looks good. I like it. And you know what I like? Did you watch the opening ceremonies?
No, I PVR'd them, but I haven't watched them.
You haven't watched
Were they nice?
At the very end, they got drones to do the 5 circle. It was
drones.
It's amazing to see, but creepy to see. Yeah. And buddy, unison. Like it was unreal. Like to see it, like a little freaky. Actually, you're like, okay.
Were they Amazon drones?
I don't know, man. they might have been delivering. They're like, oh, we got.
Speaking of Olympics, okay, so we're on this now. What I got a big We'll get into.
You brought it up. No, say it. Go ahead.
No, well, let's just start on a good note. Mm-hmm. Do you like the Olympics? Are you an Olympic fan?
I love the Olympics.
Winter Olympics. We'll say
both. I love both. The one little problem I have with the Olympics right now, and this goes for both summer and not so much summer, but more for the winter. They have so many categories now, so many sports. And I'm not.
You're saying winter is getting to too many sports?
To too many.
Right, okay.
When you have snowboarding, and then there's freestyle snowboarding, and there's freestyle, it's just so many things going on. So I was watching figure skating the other day, and we're going to get into that in a quick second. Love the figure, but
I love figure skating.
Love it. But it's not just figure skating, it's ice dancing,
short program,
wow, what is going on here?
Yeah, but they've always had these events though.
I guess the more I just watch it,
it also depends on the Canadians. How many Canadians high profile are competing because you get the TV time.
And Canada's kicking some ass right now.
We're doing well.
Yes,
but how about Norway?
Man, you know what? Would you blame them though?
Well, I guess as it should.
9 months out of the year, I'm pretty sure in Norway, right?
Yeah,
it's got to be.
It's got to be.
I
don't know.
It's dark all the time there. So okay, tell me what's.
We're such educated.
Let me just break it down for you. Tell me, you brought it up. So
well, you know what they say in Norway, Oslo that ends well. I don't know. I had it better.
Oh, you're so horrible. Is this podcast over yet? Be honest. Tell me.
What is that? That's like Happy Greek Radio. Sorry, you guys have been cut.
They're like, sorry, yeah, we're full. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the Russian curler.
Okay. So, as we know, the Olympic athletes from Russia, that's what they're calling them now.
Pardon me.
Right?
Yes,
because we can't, they don't have the banner.
Right.
What is that us? Jeff, are we getting the playback? Jeff, you're watching the porn, aren't you? Just nobody knows what happened. Mitch and I paused because we could hear 8 seconds ago.
Yeah.
So either we can jump into the future.
Yeah.
and we've just harnessed a new skill.
That is crazy.
Or Jeff's watching the porn DVD.
All right, let's get into
Yeah,
it.
but
Tell me.
okay, so the guy gets tested, okay, he wins a bronze medal in curling,
Right.
mixed doubles curling.
Yeah.
Okay. Now they're testing the guy for performance enhancing drugs. I have to ask.
Yeah.
What the hell do you need performance enhancing drugs to help you in curling? And I'm not saying that like giving shit to the Russian.
Right.
The committee.
Yeah.
What drug can help in curling?
I have no idea. Beer. Yeah.
Right? At the very least, like what? The guy's going to take a steroid or an
no
enhancer?
idea.
For what?
You brought it up to me the other day, and then I checked up on it, and I was, knowing me, I wanted to rebuttal against you. I wanted to like have a reason for it. I can't.
Mitch.
If it was any other sport, I would say to you, whatever.
That's what
I'm with you. I
Figure
don't
skating,
know.
I could say it. You can do the quadruple lux better. But you're telling, like, someone please explain to me how performance enhancing drugs can help in curling. I just need it explained.
Right.
Somebody. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I don't know. I'm confused as well. I don't
Like,
understand.
now they're just picking on them.
And now apparently they're saying that the Russian, because of this latest infraction, they're
Right.
basically saying they may not even let the Russian athletes come out for the closing ceremony, which is kind of sad. I mean, your curler wrecked it for the whole country.
Come on.
I don't know where else you're ever going to hear that for the rest of your life.
I don't know, man. For me, it's a scam.
Now, watching some of the Olympics,
Yeah, go ahead.
myself, I'm not as excited to watch the hockey as I normally am because the superstars aren't there, but I am watching it. And I got caught watching it, and I think I figured out why. Man, the bigger ice surface is so much better. And you know what? I gotta say, NHL,
It makes the
you
game
gotta
much
do
faster.
it, man. Maybe, do you think that's one of the reasons we love the Olympic hockey so much is because you're getting the best of the best from all the countries
Right.
on that bigger surface, and we finally get to see like them open up the game just slightly more.
Yeah,
I'm
the
telling you,
bigger
it's
surface
so-
makes a difference, Mitch.
I like it.
There's no question about it. I don't know if the NHL needs to go to the bigger surface. I like where it is now. They've already opened up the game to allow skating and superstars.
Why?
the way
Because
they
they're
have
not
penalties.
holding the guy. Aw, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Open up the ice a little bit
but
more.
I still like the grittiness of the playoffs. I don't ever want to lose that. I think the problem is in the regular season, we know they're not giving 110%. They're giving like 90%. When it comes playoff time, I'll take playoff hockey over any other type of hockey in the world. And I'll tell you what, I was watching it and I watched I think the men, they lost, was it to the Czechs they lost in overtime?
Yeah, that's right. In shootout, yeah.
In the shootout, yeah. So it was a great game. I liked watching it. And I mean, on one sense, it's nice because it's kind of an even playing field, so the games mean a little bit more. But on the other side, you know what? The NHL's laughing all the way to the bank. They're like, you know what? Screw you guys. You do need us more than we need you. This is the first Olympics since I've been old enough to understand and watch hockey that I could just give a shit who wins.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
be honest with you.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, the final thing I want to bring up about the Olympics and going back to the heritage of where it all started, the Greeks, we started it. And do you remember what the Greeks would wear when they first started the Olympics?
Nothing.
They were naked.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, guess what? Did you hear what happened with the French skater?
Well, there was a French skater
Yeah.
who had a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
But although the French flag, what's her last name, Mitch?
I got it right here. It is French ice dancer Gabriela Papadakis. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Greeks are just trying to bring it back to what it was.
Yeah.
We're trying to get naked. Let us be naked on the ice. Let us bring you back the original Olympics.
And we love being naked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go right
And,
to.
and P.S., good for her.
Yeah.
She looks great, by the way.
Yeah, she actually looks fantastic.
I've never watched a highlight so much in my entire life.
It was like the first time, when we were kids and we didn't have videos on the internet. We were working with like a 14.4 modem and it took like eight minutes to download a pic. And we're like, please be topless.
Exactly.
Like, I'm downloading this. My parents can walk in at any time. Like, all we have are photos.
And it's just the little pixels that would come up.
Yeah,
like,
that's
slowly.
what I reminded myself of trying to find an unedited version of that clip.
That's hilarious.
I had. Yes, Jeff, there is ice in Greece. We invented ice.
We invented ice. Exactly. We're like, obviously, just Freeze it. There it is.
Hey, speaking of Greek inventions, it's true. It's on the Parthenon.
What's that?
The origin, the earliest recorded origin of a game like hockey.
Come on.
It's on the Parthenon. That thing's 2,500 years old. There's two guys facing off with what looks like sticks. They're sticks. So they obviously played field hockey.
Are you sure it's their sticks?
Well,
I've seen some of those things on the. Let's say they're sticks. You know what? I still want this to be Canada's game. I'm like
they weren't farmers, Mitch. No hogs. No hogs around.
We're not going to make it on this radio station.
No, we're not. We're scrapped. We got too much air in our hands.
Way too much.
They're like, we're doing this.
Well, good.
We're over here now. Really quick before we end Olympics.
Yeah.
Winter Olympics. 3 sports. The only ones you're only allowed to pick 3 that you watch the whole time. What are they?
I got to admit, now, ice dancing for sure, number 1. Ice dancing, I got to go with, obviously, I'm still going with the hockey.
Okay.
And I know this sounds a little weird, but I like my cross country. I like a little biathlon action.
You like the cross country?
I don't mind it. I think it's kind of neat. They're like skiing and then they shoot a target. I don't know why.
I don't mind it either. My 3 sports, hockey, for sure.
For sure.
Downhill skiing, usually the alpine.
Yeah.
Love that. Anything downhill and racing, I love it. And we got to go back because that might be the most dangerous sport ever.
Which one?
Downhill skiing, man.
Oh,
They're going like
yeah.
120 kilometers
It's
an hour.
ridiculous.
And it's anyways. And the third one, figure skating. I love it.
Oh,
I've always loved it.
I have to admit, I do like bobsleigh too. I have to admit. I think it's so like, it's like race cars down an icy track.
Yeah,
right?
the speed skating I could probably do without.
And I might have a small crush on that Humphreys girl from Canada.
Really?
A little bit. There's something about a woman that can lift a bobsleigh over her head that it turns me on.
Yeah,
It just is.
I don't know. Yeah. We should get her on the show.
I would love to have her on the show.
You'd be like, hi.
Love to have her. It should be great. Now I got one of our guys from the roster asked us to talk about something. It was Jonathan, I believe it, right?
No, not John. Actually, no. You know who it was? It was Jordan.
Oh, Jordan
from Macromind Media. Jordan. So yeah, let's bring that up.
Go ahead.
He asked us to talk about, and I want you to fill it in a little, Mitch. He asked us to talk about the controversy with the just shut up and dribble between LeBron James and the Fox sportscaster.
What happened this week was LeBron James and Kevin Durant, for those that don't know the full story, they went on a podcast, which I'm going to stop real quick. They went on an ESPN podcast. If they want to do a podcast, call us. We're more than happy to set up 2 more microphones and have you guys in here.
Well, you don't think you too good for us now?
I don't think they knew about it. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Let's give them the
benefit of the doubt.
a pass.
But now that we're going to be on the Greek radio station, they'll find out because Yanni will pass it on to them, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then it'll go
over here.
It'll go over here.
We got a Greek guy in the
over
States
there.
now from Boston.
From Boston, that'll go there.
We got a
and
network.
It's going to go around.
It's all networking.
So there you go.
Networking.
So with that being said, they were on a podcast, ESPN podcast, and they started talking about Trump. They just started kind of beaking off, saying they didn't like him. They didn't really think that he understood what the people wanted, this, that, and the other. Well, that podcast got back to a lady named Laura Ingraham over at Fox News. Now, Laura is a right-wing kind of controversial lady for some people that are on that side of the on that side. And then there's the leftists, right? And so she basically heard what LeBron said and didn't like it. And she basically said, you know what? This guy doesn't have any political background. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Don't listen to him. You shouldn't be taking advice from this kind of guy. And she finished off by saying something, shut up and dribble. Just shut up and dribble.
Right.
Which, when you hear it like that, absolutely it sounds horrible. It sounds like she's being racist and pretty, it's an embarrassing moment kind of thing, right?
Right.
So I did a little bit of background check just to see what's going on. Now, I'm not defending her, but I am going to say this. She did have a book out a couple of years ago. It was a #1 bestseller book that was called Shut Up and Sing. And in that book, she basically cuts down the Dixie Chicks because they also made some references to George W. Bush. Mm-hmm. So as you can see, she's kind of used this as her tagline for years, this shut up and do whatever, shut up and sing, shut up and dribble. However, where I think she's completely dumb, like just dumb, is this. LeBron James on Instagram has 35 million followers.
That's
on
about
Twitter, he's 40.
4.9999 million more than us.
That just slightly a little bit more.
Okay.
So I think what she did was, she was trying to bait herself. Like, I think what happened was she just made herself sound even dumber. Like, there's people that are going to agree with her. Great.
But she doesn't
and
have. He's got more exposure than just
ridiculous. And listen, wrong or right, it doesn't matter
So
what we think.
is LeBron mad? Because I knew about it, but I didn't go really deep into this one. Was LeBron? Does he think it's racial?
Yeah, I think most media outlets started making it more racial. And I'm not saying that I don't understand where that came from, because there was definite if you only know that part of it, I would say it did sound that way. And her tone, her attitude towards it, if you watch the YouTube video of how she talks, very cocky, very, very high on herself, and I can see how it goes that way.
You know what my read is on this, Mitch, is it sounds to me it doesn't. I can see how a guy like LeBron James might have that sound racist to him and be like,
absolutely,
what did she just say? Yeah. I'm not saying that I can't see that. My opinion, I don't think it was racist. At the end of the day, he's a basketball player. What it sounds to me is, shut up and dribble. Yeah. Like, go get your shine box.
Right.
Saying to anyone, just go do your thing is what it sounds like to me.
That's, I think, what she was kind of going at. But you know what? At the end of the day, LeBron wins.
My problem, he does win. My real problem with this is whether or not he has political experience or not.
That's right.
If he voted, he has the right to say whatever the hell he wants.
Absolutely.
And that's the point of democracy. So I find it very hypocritical that a woman who is relied upon by a major news network to talk about politics and inform people about politics in a democratic country is really being so anti-democratic by saying someone, well, you don't know what you're talking about, so be quiet. Well, you know what? There are about 100 million people, if you really want to go into it, that voted that probably didn't know what they were talking about in the United States.
At the end of the day,
as a political science major, okay?
At the end of the day, LeBron's got a way bigger platform that he's going to get way more people to follow him. So all she did was poke the beast.
Yeah, she did.
And he now has been on every newscast. He's being talked about.
And whether
constantly.
he's right
and good
or wrong.
for LeBron. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Bottom line
That's his forum.
That's his forum. He has every right to do what he wants to do and say what he wants to say. So good on you, LeBron. In my opinion, this was like Ocean's 13 or 12 or 11. You conned her. You got her good, buddy. I think you baited her. You got her in, and then boom, you dropped the bomb on her. So boom, over, finished.
Done. See you later.
Yep. That's kind of our take on it. We don't want to get too into it because, at the end of the day, this is taking a political kind of twist that we don't really want to get really into kind of thing.
It'll just take up, we got some more stuff we want to talk about. We can always revisit it. But my opinion, racist, no. Just my opinion, racist, no. Condescending and ignorant, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so.
Absolutely. So there's the news on that. Now, we also got a couple of breaking news, or one breaking news thing that came up today. I have to bring it up because I think
Look
it's
how
so
happy you are.
weird. I don't understand. So today, the NCAA came out, and with basketball right around the corner, with March Madness literally in the next few weeks, the NCAA did an investigation on the Louisville Cardinals about some infractions that had gone on. The infractions, you ask?
I didn't hear about this.
Basically, lap dances, sexual
Shut
performances
up.
by...
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm serious. So somebody was paying, girls to come and do lap dances and maybe have sex with the players and do all this stuff off the court, obviously, because if they were able to somehow do that and still win basketball games... I'm saying, hey, you deserve more than a national championship. But now the NCAA has come out and said, you know what? All games from 2011 to 2015 are negated. So the 2013 national championship is now vacant.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. It's gone. So the Louisville Cardinals
So let me get this straight. Banging barely legal co-eds within the university is okay.
That's okay.
But getting lap dances and stripping, that's not okay.
That's correct.
And
this all stemmed from the madame of this.
See, Mitch, if they were getting paid, they could make their own choices.
No. This is.
I tried. I'm just trying.
So this all started because the lady that owns the brothel, the madam, if you will. Thank you.
Yes.
She had a controversial book come out, and she basically started saying how these guys would pay us every week, and we showed up, and on away games, home games, didn't matter. We were there. What I don't seem to understand is what does that have to do with them playing basketball? I don't understand, or winning a basketball game. I just don't understand. I don't understand how that has anything to do with anything.
Yeah, oh man, come on.
It's crazy.
Who are these people that are in charge?
I don't
That
get
is the
what
dumbest
is
thing
going on
I've
here.
ever heard in my entire life.
Well, I just don't get it. I mean, and from that, I just want to move on. I just want to move on with my life.
I'm glad you brought. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, no, that just came down today.
There's a lot of dumb things that happened this week.
A lot of
curlers
curlers taking drugs,
drugs enhancing a curler's performance,
stripped of titles.
Peter phoning in the middle of the show.
Peter calling in the middle of the show.
He knows.
He knows. He just wrote a text message. Says, "So sorry, didn't notice the time."
Yeah, right.
Dot.
Every week, Mitch gets on. I come to your car.
Yeah.
I help you bring the coffees in.
Right. Yeah,
and you're
thanks
on
for
the.
that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And you're on the phone with Mitch or with Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knows. You got on the show, Pete. Good job. It's
Yeah,
okay.
way to go, man. Way to
we
go.
told you we'll invite you.
Unbelievable.
Hell, you can even come on.
Come on in.
Mitch, let's talk a little hockey here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
We are now
got
hot into hockey.
We got to catch up a bit because we neglected. Usually it happens because of the NFL. Obviously, other things going on. But let's talk a little bit hockey.
Let's do it. So I want to go over it with you because I did some research today. There's only about 20 games left, depending on which team you are. Let's call it around 20.
Sure.
Okay, 20
Give or
games
take.
until we start. In my opinion, and in past podcasts, I said it's the hardest championship to win. You say something else, but that's fine. That's fine. Now, what I want to talk about is give me a recap. Give me your idea of how the NHL has turned out this year. 2018, what are you thinking? How are you liking it? What's going on?
Yeah, it's funny. You give me your questions. I'm going to give you mine as well because I did some perusing Mitch style, if you will.
Beautiful.
So I really like the season. I really, really do because I am a fan of things changing sometime.
Yeah.
Sometimes, sorry, but changing for the better. I like the unpredictability of it. I like the fact that teams are developing and getting better, and I just like that everyone's got to work really, really hard to get into the playoffs nowadays. I mean, you look at what's going on in the West, which in the last, I'd say at least decade, maybe if not a touch more, has always been harder to make the playoffs. And it's going to be a race till the bitter end again. I like how they did this new wild card thing a few years back when they changed it. Excuse me. And what I like what's going on is I think you're up until 11th, 12th place. There's some real contention going on. The East is the same thing. Actually, the East might even be closer in terms of those teams that are within a point or two. So I like what's happening. I know the Vegas thing stands out because it's nice, it's exciting. We get to see this new Vegas team. But it's beside that. I mean, I laughed at you for the Winnipeg Jets.
Yep.
But I'm not laughing anymore because this team is playing incredibly well.
I'm going to now do. So I'm looking at the stats. I have it in front of me. And to tell you the overview of what I see in this season is this. Not to beat the drum over and over again, but as of today, so as of February the 20th,
okay.
I can tell you right now the Vegas Knights are the number one team in the entire NHL at 82 points.
I love it.
Still, this is from day one. These guys have not relinquished this league.
Still number one in the league. See, I'm practicing.
Absolutely,
right?
practicing. So you got the Vegas Knights at number one. Number two is Tampa, and then three is Boston.
Yes.
The
under the radar Boston.
Which
Watch
is
out
creepy.
for this team.
Absolutely. So that's the thing I'm looking at. The other thing I started looking at is the point getters. So you know what? I'll actually, before I get to the point guys, I want to go back to the teams here. So you got Nashville at 4, you got Winnipeg at 5 in the West and stuff like that, or pardon me, in leading their divisions. Then you look at the East and everything is close. You are absolutely right where right now in the West, things are a little more cluttered towards the end. 2 days ago, our local team, the Calgary Flames, were in the playoffs. Now they're definitely out. But they're only they're 3 points out as of right now. Right. You go over to the East right now. You got the Islanders that are tied with Carolina as the kind of the last wild card spot, and then the Columbus Blue Jackets technically are out right now at 63. So still a lot of hockey left. 20 games. It's going to get excited to the end. Right. But the one thing I wanted to talk about was going to the offensive leaders. So talking about like who's got the most points in the league and all that stuff. And, Malkin...
You might actually have the same questions as I do.
Sure.
This is
Malkin
funny.
is jumping up the ranks pretty hard.
I believe he's second in points
He
now.
is. He's at 70, but Kucherov still holding strong at 77. He's having a huge a big year. But, got to give respect to your Pittsburgh Penguins because right now you got Malkin at 70, Kessel at 66, tied with Crosby at 66. So you got some guys there. But, I get a little more.
They made a huge resurgence. The Penguins have finally been playing well.
Absolutely.
The last about 5-6 weeks.
Finally, they've, and they're a team, you talk about Boston, but I'm always, when Pittsburgh and a team that's won the Stanley Cup 2 years in a row starts catching fire, you got to watch out.
If they get in, you got to watch out because it's a different type of game.
But what I found really crazy is going back to the Golden Knights, none of the players are in the top 10 in scoring. None of them. They're, and once you get past the top 10, all of a sudden they're all cluttered in there. And that's where I think is the big success of what's happening with the Knights. And the number one plus-minus guy, if you think that's a big stat or not, a plus 34, William Karlsson of the Knights. A plus 34. That's crazy.
But isn't he up there in goals? I thought I saw a stat where Karlsson is he's in the top.
Oh, goals.
Goals or assists? He's in the top 5, Mitch.
Yeah, he is. He's got 30 goals. He's got 30 goals. Yes.
There you go. Yeah, I thought I remembered that.
But in the top 10 in scoring, he's not in the top 10.
But he's not in the top. Look, they got great goaltending. People seem to forget the coach for the Vegas Golden Knights coached the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
When he took them into the playoffs for the first time in how many years before that? And that was about 3 years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's a great coach for young players. But the thing with the Golden Knights is they all came to camp under the same pretenses. None of our teams wanted to protect us. We're kind of got that chip on our shoulder outcast. We have great goaltending in Fleury. We got lucky to get a good goaltender. And we got a great coach. They all bought into the system. Every single one of them. These guys are having so much fun playing hockey. That's what I think is successful. So now it's a joke to them in a way. Now they're showing up. They're like, man, we will beat anybody you want. I do believe, coming out of the West, though, my preseason prediction, Nashville, Tampa Bay.
You did say that, yes.
I like Nashville still to come out.
You still like Nashville and Tampa Bay, and I don't blame you. They are that solid team, top to bottom. Goaltending's the big thing there. Yeah. I love my Winnipeg still. I gotta be honest. I love the Jets and what they're doing. And then out of the East, I gotta be honest. I think I'm gonna go with your Pittsburgh though. I think I'm gonna take the team, and it's like that crazy joke. If you don't take them, they're going to end up being in the final anyway. And you're like, I knew it. I knew the whole time that I should have taken them.
I still like Tampa Bay. I just think, I don't know, because Pittsburgh's playing very well lately. They disappointed me a little, but they're not as deep as they were down the center.
Right.
And I think that's a big, big difference. That's why I really like Nashville, because Nashville, who did they get? They got Kyle Turris, center.
Yeah.
Starting center in Ottawa. Then they get Bonino, who's a third-line center in Pittsburgh.
What a great pickup that was.
This team is deep, right? And, okay, so here's a couple things I got for you. Ovechkin.
Sure. Yeah.
He's standing at 35 goals. Mm-hmm. Does he hit 50?
No.
You say no?
No.
I say he does.
No way. I'm not saying it because I don't think he can. If anyone he can. But I don't think he's going to hit the 50. Okay. I think it's going to be one of those.
Do you think anyone will hit 50?
No, I mean, if he's not, then no one will.
Because Kucherov, I believe, is at like 33, if I remember correctly.
I got it here for you. Check it up real quick for you. Go with the old stats right in front of me here.
And we're not normally stats guys, but you know what?
My boy Kucherov, 31.
31.
Malkin, 33.
Malkin, 33,
yeah.
Okay.
So Malkin, you know what? If he gets on a little bit of a hotter streak, and he's been on fire right now.
That power play is
ruthless. Who are you going to pick right now? If you had to pick three guys to be the Art Ross, who's Art Ross right now?
Ooh, that's a really, really good question.
Yeah, I'll give you the three, and then you pick. Malkin, Kucherov, and let's throw in, who should we think? Crosby. No, not Crosby.
No, don't.
Crosby. Who did I say? Malkin, Kucherov, and let's go with McDavid.
Bah. Kucherov for sure. Kucherov's been the most consistent all year long. All year long.
Exactly.
Right? It'll take something incredibly special. So the other thing, who's the biggest disappointment out of these two teams for you? Edmonton or Chicago? Because Chicago doesn't look like they're going to make the playoffs.
It's Edmonton, and unfortunately it's been Edmonton all year for me. I pick on them, but there's a reason I pick on them. This is a team that almost went to the Stanley Cup Finals last year, and they have completely debacled. Funny joke where Peter called, but we were talking about it at lunch today. Here's a team that might get the number 1 draft pick again, just because of the lottery system and everything. Who knows? And you know what? It comes down to another podcast we had in the past in the system. Edmonton has proven they can't do anything with first-round draft picks or anything. They've got to – I don't know what you do. Do you just literally blow up this whole team? Because the Oilers right now, with all due respect to all you Oiler fans, you guys are behind and you're not going to make the playoffs. I know you guys are hoping that you guys go on a 10-game win streak or something like that. Even if you do, you need a lot of things to happen for you for it to go.
I think the problem was that one of the girls was blowing the whole team. I would say Edmonton is a bigger disappointment for me as well. And the reason for that is, really what you just said. Like, it's a team that was supposed to do so well.
Yeah.
Nothing much changed except experience. So you would think that they'd at least be in the hunt.
Exactly.
Right? And if they were in the hunt, an argument could be made that, well, it's really tough in the West. Look at what Calgary is kind of going through and other teams, LA, great teams that are itching for it. But no, they're doing terrible. Chicago, not as disappointing for me because there does come a point when you have such a great team for so many years that you have to start restructuring and kind of go through a bit of the cycle in a salary cap era. Not having Crawford in net might help, but this team's going through some changes. So, it sucks to not see the Blackhawks potentially not make the playoffs. However, that's the sports cycle.
Absolutely. I got something for you. So the NBA this week had their State of the Union, if you will. Their commissioner got up and started talking, and he hinted at a different format for the playoffs. He said instead of you're going to have the Eastern Division and the Western, he's going to do top 16.
Top 16.
So what I did was I'm hoping the NHL actually takes this on. I love the wild card. I'll give you this. I love what the NHL has done by incorporating the wild card. But today I kind of went ahead and said, what would have happened if they do the top 16? So here you go. Here's your top 16 if it happened today. Las Vegas Knights against the LA Kings.
Ooh.
So I'm going from 1 to 16, right? So 1 versus 2 versus 15 is Tampa Bay versus Philadelphia. 3 is the Boston Bruins against the New Jersey Devils.
You know what's funny? So far, this is still in the conference.
Exactly. Watch.
Okay.
Nashville versus Anaheim. That'd be a great series to watch.
That was an excellent series.
Winnipeg versus Minnesota. Toronto versus San Jose is your first kind of mix.
That's the first crossover.
Washington versus St. Louis.
Washington, St. Louis.
And then finally, Pittsburgh versus Dallas. Tell me you wouldn't want to watch that kind of playoff. First round.
That's
pretty
neat.
good.
That's neat.
So you're asking, well, what's the difference? Are these not the teams that there is one team that technically would be in the playoffs if they follow the wild card?
Yeah.
Then one team is missing. That would not be in this format of the 116, which is Carolina. And Carolina would have got knocked out. But let's be honest. Carolina doesn't want to be there. It's golf season around that time, and it's a beautiful time of the year.
Heads Carolina, tails California.
And believe it or not, right after California is Calgary Flames.
Some of you would have got that joke.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. When I saw like a Vegas versus LA, awesome. What a great way to start.
I think it's a cool format. Ultimately, this is what I love about soccer leagues because every single team is in one big table, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're really competing against this entire league. It's going to be hard, obviously, for travel. However, at the end of the day,
the only big travel one, big is Toronto, San Jose.
Yeah, that's what. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. And when you have LA, New York. In the Stanley Cup final that happened, I think 4 or 5 years ago, the travel was terrible. So there's an argument to be said that you're getting the best of the best. What they could do is the wild card seeds, swap them.
Maybe show a little change, sure.
Right.
I don't know. I'll tell you why I like the top 16 playing, because you got the top 16 teams playing each other in a bracket format. Look at the NCAA. We all love March Madness because it's random.
Yeah.
It's top 64. You don't know. You got your 4 seeds, and then it goes down, and then you play each other. This is no different. I would love to see this. Granted, like I said, a Toronto San Jose would be a little bit hard for both the West and the East to watch the games. But okay, that's the first series. After Toronto wins, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Well, then chances are they're probably going to play somebody out of the East anyways, or it's going to be closer to home. So
good
I
point,
mean,
Mitch.
it's not the worst thing in the world, and you got to get. I mean, everyone
Look,
loves Toronto.
Look, for basketball, for basketball, I think it's the best thing that they could ever do. And the reason is because that sport is still the rich get richer, poor get poorer sport, okay? It's not a salary cap like the NHL.
Right.
The NHL has the most parity out of any league. We all know that. Where it would work in basketball is that you're not having a situation where the Golden State Warriors last year had zero competition, in my opinion, like absolutely zero. And whereas you had at least Cleveland was playing teams like Toronto and Boston. And
I just, you know what I like about the 16 as well is that every game counts now. You know, like a lot of times you'll hear, well, at least they didn't lose to their division foe or they didn't lose it.
Right.
Bottom line, every game means something. It doesn't matter who you're playing. It counts. And looking at the stats, I mean, I give you with 20 games remaining, these in the next few weeks, I'll give you these numbers again. I'll redo them just for fun, just to see where we're at. And it'll be all jumbled up again. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this is kind of exciting to me. I like the idea of the top 16. I hope the NHL incorporates it. And
so
if
is
that
NBA going to do it for sure?
I think they're going to do it. They're saying they're going to do it probably by next year.
Yeah, I think they should. I think it'd be smart. Right?
I think it'd be great.
You just have the best teams always playing against each other.
Exactly.
Right, all the time. So.
And coffees today, a real quick thing. We haven't had coffee sponsored for a while.
Whoa,
But we
whoa.
got some coffee sponsored today.
Agape Greek Radio.
We got that.
We got coffees.
And we got fired the same day from Agape Greek, right?
Yeah, we got hired and we got fired. They're telling us never reference my name again.
It's my team over at the bank I work at RBC. My boys heard about the podcast. They started listening, and my boys basically threw me some dollars to.
No way. There you go.
It's my entire team, so they sent it all in.
Well, thank you, RBC.
I'm not going to say anything because I know you work at another financial institute, and they haven't sent anything yet. So I'm just saying.
Well, I just started, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
I got to read
ease yourself in.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the podcast because then maybe like Dimitri, you're losing focus.
Right.
We're not here to talk about your podcast.
Right.
In my head,
right,
I'm there to talk about the podcast
all the time.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, who does work when they show up to the office?
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
So let me get this straight. I'm getting fired from my new job.
Yeah.
Agape Greek Radio is just
hired and fired.
Hired and fired in the same show.
The exact same thing.
I don't know. Like good things are happening, bad things are. It's all over the place.
It's all over. It's great. But at the end of the day, I highly recommend everyone to go back and watch the highlights of the.
Well, finally we got coffee. Finally, we're getting coffee sponsored.
Yeah, it's back again.
It's about time.
It's about
but
time.
We got a little lazy.
We got lazy too. That's
we
true.
got a little.
We
lazy.
got a little big in our britches.
I mean, I don't pay for anything, so for me, it's business as usual.
Yeah. What does your checking account look like? It's pretty high up there. I'm sure your checking account looks great. You should see mine. It's going down every day.
Hold on, I got to pay for a couple hosting fees here and there every month.
Whoa,
relax.
That just started like last minute, anyways.
Okay, hold on. I got my own problems over here. Okay,
unbelievable, unbelievable. Well, that's kind of what else do we have? Anything else you want to chat about?
Yeah, I do. I do want to bring something up. This one's a tough one. For all of you that live in Calgary, you probably heard news that there was a gentleman from Calgary named Troy who went to Mexico for a holiday, and he had some complications, and unfortunately he didn't make it, and he ended up passing away in Mexico. He was one of the Real Locker Room Talk roster members as well. So if all of you listening, if you saw the name Troy Black in there, that's exactly who it is. This is a really close one for me because Troy and I actually, I would even dare say there was a period in time where we were best friends. We were very close for a number of years. We played hockey together. Our families knew each other. I mean, I stayed at his house. Like we were very, very close. There's a good group of us there. And as time goes and as things go, you grow apart and life takes over, and it's hard because Troy and I were planning to meet up in the last couple months. We started to reconnect again, and we wanted to talk, and we wanted to get together. And unfortunately, that just won't be a possibility anymore. My advice and my purpose for saying this is really for two things. Number one, never ever wait for anything, you guys. There's things that you can wait for in life, but you know what? Sometimes, when we're not feeling up to it or whatever the case is, it's sad that we have to have these kind of reminders to inform us about the limited time we have on this earth. So never waste time with anything that you want to do, with anyone that you want to see. And on a personal note, I definitely want to just dedicate this episode, at the very least, to my friend Troy Black, who left us at the age of 34. And, our thoughts and prayers are with him. If, I'm not sure what the family would be doing in terms of support and whatnot, but, Locker Room fans, if you're listening and you do want to give your support out, definitely they had a lot of Facebook posts and mentions. And that's it. So yeah, he was a Locker Room roster member of ours. Till the next time we see each other, my friend.
I'm sorry. My condolences to the family. And I think on Facebook they did say to donate some blood. Weirdly enough, I got a call from Donate Blood today, and I'll be next Tuesday. I'm going in to do it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to hear that. And
well, you know what? And just to show you what a class act his wife Lindsay is, she said the only thing that she wants is for people to continue to donate blood and help out, because the next time it's, for it to be someone else, we can save another life. So Lindsay, you are a special human being, and you've been unbelievably tough in this time. And yes, if you guys do want to help out, definitely you can donate blood to the blood bank, and in the memory of Troy Black.
Awesome. All right, well, let's hit the showers, and we'll call it a night.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Episode 20.